What's going on, guys? This is Lextasy and welcome back to another episode. And today I want to do something special. Today I want to talk about my Mustang, my 2016 Mustang GT with the performance package. And I wanted to tell you three things that I love and that I really dislike about this car. So let's get started. First off, I do want to mention the things that I've put on this car do not count towards what I like and what I don't like about it, because this was something that was added on after I purchased it. So right off the bat, I did the headlight tint, I did the tail light tint, side marker tints. I've done the rear spoiler off of a GT350R. It really gives it a different look. And what else have I done? That's about it. There was something else that I'm forgetting. Oh, of course, I did the Roush full exhaust system. So that did not come stock with the factory of the GT. And stating all that, let's get started. Okay, so this is a 2016 Mustang GT that I purchased with the performance package straight from the dealership. And right off the bat, some things I want to mention. So if it is a performance package, that means it includes the track package, which is everything you need to literally take it to the track and do 0 to 60 mileage on it, see how fast you get to 0 to 60, 0 to 100, a quarter of a mile, what's your braking from 60 feet to 0, things like that. I mean, it can calculate everything on the computer. It has a special app on it that does that. So let's say I was doing that. Let's say I took it to the track, right? The car comes with, since it's a performance, it comes with an upgraded coolant package. It comes with some suspension upgrades. It's got the link over the engine. I forgot what it's called. Jesus. It also comes with the Brembo brakes, right? So if you look in the front axle right here, is nice. They look nice. They look beautiful. It stands out. It's great. I mean, I love Brembos. So if I paid extra $4,000, please explain to me why the rear it's got a little 2-piston caliper brakes in the back. Okay, it makes no sense to me why you would cheap out and not put a full Brembo brake package on a performance package car. Camaros do it, Corvettes do it, so why would the Mustang not have that? That just makes no sense to me, and it kind of irks me. And as stating all that, this is the car I actually learned how to drive manual on, right? So one time I took it to an auto parts store. I parked it and it was kind of like an up a hill. And so I parked it there. I get out, I walk in, I walk out, and my car is literally in the middle of the parking lot. Because what happened was, since I didn't put in the gear, I never do, I just put the e-brake on. When I put the e-brake on, since the rear are so small, it literally can't even hold the parking of the vehicle. And no, it's not because the brakes are bad, because this only has 15,000 miles on it, so there's no way the rear brakes are even close to being worn out. So that's number one. That's the first problem I have with the Mustang. Secondly, okay, I took it to the track, right? I'm racing, I'm going crazy. You know what, let's not even take it that far. Let's just say I'm driving down the road and I have a flat tire. It's not patchable, there's nothing I could do, I need to replace it. So you go to the trunk, you open the trunk, right? And you start looking. You're like, okay, the spare should be right in here, right? And what do you have? You have nothing but tire pump that they give you, like a small little compressor with a jack, right? So why would you even give me a jack if you're not even going to provide a spare tire? That makes no sense to me, right? Because that's what happened to me is I had a flat, I pulled over, I was like, oh, I'm just going to put a spare and I'm going to keep going. I go in there, and there's nothing but a little air compressor pump in the back. I mean, why would you not give us an actual tire? I have literally used that compressor to pump up my daughter's little kid's pool that she bought. I mean, it makes no sense why you wouldn't give us a spare tire, but you're gonna give me a jack. So that's the second issue that I have with this. Now, the third one is the minor. It's not that big to me, but for example, when you get in, since like I said, it's a manual, right? And let me do this correctly. Okay, so you're in gears, you know, you're going through first, all those gears, and you get to fifth. You get to fifth gear, you go all the way to the back, all the way forward. And because the cup holder being right there, you literally are just going to be whacking it. Now, this is a small little can. If I had an actual, like, let's say McDonald's large drink, fifth gear would be very hard to put in without really having to put your, you know, wrist to the side and really trying to yank it in there. And talking about a sixth gear, it's almost impossible. I mean, with the can, I mean, I'm pushing it to the side, but if it was a big can, I have to really twist my wrist this way to put it in gear. So it's kind of ridiculous. It makes no sense why they just wouldn't move it maybe another inch to the side or something, but this just makes no sense. It's not the best design, and it's honestly not the way to go. I mean, they should have thought this through, unless whoever designed it had small hands and it was just a small little person that did it, because clearly that's a big issue. I have manly hands, so I need that space, and it sucks because if you are on the highway or something, let's say you're really racing somebody and you really got to pop it into 5th and 6th, impossible, you can forget about it. It's going to be the most awkward thing you'll do the whole time. All right, moving on to the things that I do love about this car, and Lord have mercy, I mean, just look at this thing. The way it flows is just beautiful. I had a 14 before this, and it was kind of like a Challenger shape. It was just really boxy, and this one just has all these curves, and the way they made it, man, I can't stop looking at it. I literally love this car more than any I've ever owned or anything that's in this price range. I mean, nothing can beat it. And so I guess I'll name that number one. Number one is just the body of it, the way it was created, especially with the performance package they added the front, lip in the front and the side skirts, and it gives it really that oomph, like it's just low to the ground, and it's beautiful. So number two is gonna have to be the power. I know it's a GT, I know it comes with a V8, but the years before it, they put a different, it was a 3-valve, this is a 4-valve, and it has a lot more horsepower, a lot more torque, I would feel. It's just something about that 302 Coyote engine that they put in. I think on the brochure it says that it's like 430 horsepower, 440 horsepower, but those numbers that you see everywhere on the TV, everywhere for all those cars, usually have to take about 20% off of that, because the amount they put on there is actually the amount at the crank. And then you got to substitute, or you got to add in the weight of the car, the weight of the driver. And so power to weight ratio, it actually, when I put on the dyno, it was at 360 horsepower. That was with the intake, with the exhaust, and with the tune that I did on it. So I would say at 360 horsepower is plenty of power. I mean, you could get this thing, I think the fastest I've gotten it was to 142 or something like that. So it's definitely a beast. It's definitely plenty of power that they put in. And so of course the next step up from this would be a Cobra, the GT350 Cobra, which hopefully one day I'll get, but that one comes supercharged. Now the Cobra costs about $60,000, and the only really difference is the power, the supercharger, which honestly, if I put about $7,000 into it, I would have more than the Cobra does if I put a $7,000 supercharger on it. So I think that's the next step for this GT. It's not really worth spending that money on a Cobra, just, you know, $30,000 more just for that supercharger. So of course, I think I'll just keep this one forever. I love it. I love the looks it gets. It's just, it's mind-blowing how amazing this car sounds as well. So number two, very long number two, is going to be the power that it puts down. So number three is going to have to be the suspension. I know these cars are known as the crowd control. I know everyone says when you see a Mustang at a car event, run. It used to be true, I'm not gonna lie. The 2014 I had, it sucked. It had Pirelli tires on there. You would think it would keep the grip. No, you don't. You really don't want to race that thing, because its suspension, I mean, when you take turns, it was so loose that it was ridiculous. I mean, it could not handle anything. 2015 and up, they really stepped up their game, especially I'm guessing on performance. It said that they put different suspension on there to really give it that good comfort, but at the same time good quality and good traction on corners, and they did. 100% I agree, it's different. And the way I know that is because I took this car to tail the Dragon. Yes, I went through almost a whole set of Brembo brakes doing it, but it was amazing. And it really tested the car, and I would say it really passed it. I kept up with little Miatas that can take corners like no other. I mean, power to weight and the weight distribution was perfect, but the Mustang was not that far off. So I really think that the suspension, number three, is what I really love about it. I know I didn't mention the interior, because the interior has kind of stayed same, basic, too many buttons, too just basic looking. I mean, it's too plasticky. It's just crazy. I don't know, it's not really worth mentioning. Performance also has interior, has a carbon fiber dashboard up top, which is pretty cool, but it's not real carbon fiber. It looks like it's just painted on, so I don't want to mention that. Some minor things as well is they have this button for comfort, sport mode. It's supposed to, you know, steering wheel wise, it's supposed to change the way you feel it from comfort to sport to regular driving. But it literally just feels like it's just one of those buttons they put on there just to have a button, because it does nothing. You don't feel any difference in it whatsoever. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the three things that I love and the three things that I kind of irk me in this car. So I hope you like this video. If you did, drop a like, and let me know what you want to see next. I think I want to do a video about when I do a build on this car, when I do the supercharger, but I don't know if you guys are interested in that. I love cars. It's a big passion of mine. Some people are addicted to drugs and weed and who knows what else. I'm addicted to speed and beautiful cars. If I could afford it, I would keep the biggest collection of cars possible, the biggest one in the universe, and I would drive them. It's not like I would just sit there and admire them and take a rag every single day and wipe off the dust from it. I would actually drive these cars. So my dream is to own as many cars as I can one day, so I can just pick one and just drive it. But I know it's a wish, but it's good to wish sometimes to make it happen, because wishes can become reality if you really put effort into it. So like I said, guys, this has been Lextasy. Thank you so much for stopping by. Drop a like if you love what you've seen. 2016 Mustang GT performance package. I hope you enjoyed it. If you had any questions about the car, put them down below and I will make sure to answer them in the next video. Anyways, guys, giveaway coming up. I'll see you later. Thank you. Love you. Peace.